Hello there, I'm Laura Kleber again, coming back for part 2 of our cute little monogram slash saying tote bag. So I just did a video doing my monogram on this side, and this is how I designed my monogram, L-A-K for my initials, and I like the swirly font, so I'm super excited about that side. This is a really cute tote bag. It is large, actually. It's about 8 inches wide. It has some nice straps that you can tie across the top. And it has either a black lining, or we also can get it in like a cream off-white lining. So I just did a video showing how I did the monogram stencil. So I'm going to turn this over, and hopefully I let the other side dry long enough. But I'm going to put a different saying on the other side. I'm going to put a saying on this side that says travel, and it's the definition of travel with the pronunciation. Travel, and it says the only thing you buy that makes you richer. And I'm going to use this for our back and forth trips to our camp. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you didn't watch the first video, is peel this back off very carefully and slowly. You want to be careful not to pull any of the vinyl up with it. So since I have a lot of details on this, I really have to be careful about those letters that are down here in the saying, because they're tiny. And if any come up with the vinyl, like this little O wants to come up, I'm going to press it back down and try again. So just go slow. So I'm super excited about how nicely the first side came out. I'm hoping this side will come out just as nicely. And this will be my cute little travel bag for some of my crafting supplies or books or whatever that I want to take to the lake with us. So now there's a sticky back, and I am going to center it, get it where I want it. I'm going to kind of lay it down, make sure it looks straight, make sure it looks about centered both up and down and side to side. And you can kind of use these handles on the top up here to help you with the centering. Okay, but you're not going to be able to tell if this isn't as straight as it, on a sign. It's a lot easier to notice those things on a sign, but on something like this, chances are you're not going to notice it as much. So you're going to press that on really well. Let's turn this down a little bit more so you can see. You're going to try to get a hold of this top layer of transfer paper, which, I do like using the sticky back vinyl on this kind of project because it's possible to stick. Now for some things, it's just, if it's too rough and it doesn't have enough surface area to grab, then it's just too hard to use a sticky back. You would have to use cardstock or some kind of reusable stencil, but what I'm doing is trying to make sure that the stencil itself stays down, and I peel this top back off. Now I'm going to be real careful here with these letters because they are teeny tiny, and I don't want them to get messed up, and I don't want to lose the insides of any of those letters. So I want to be extra careful down there. So I'm just going to take my time down there. So I forgot to say in the first video, which my daughter says, don't forget to say at the end to subscribe to my channel. I am very new to this. Like I said, I am the owner of My Home Matters. We do a lot of custom signs. We do a lot of sign workshops. We have a box subscription where we send out a crafting project every month to our members. And we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of kits like this. I will go live on Facebook to show how to do these kits. But I finally have been convinced to just get on YouTube and start sharing with the YouTube world as well. So I would appreciate any subscribers to get me started. Took a lot of coaxing to get me to work up the nerve to get onto YouTube. I'm not sure why. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful here. It is really detailed, so you just have to take your time. I'm almost done. So if you notice, I have one hand just right there ready to catch these letters that want to come up with the transfer paper. And the other one, I have it kind of going flat back. I'm not lifting up like this and pulling it away. That will just increase your chances of having trouble. Just almost done. Got to get through the T in travel and these couple last little letters in the definition. There we go. Okay. And then you can discard, throw that away. And like I said in the first one, in the first video, you want to have all the stuff out of the inside so that you can press it down as smooth as possible around the edges. And if you're worried about any seepage coming through, which I really don't think you're going to have that problem, these are thick bags. But if you have the one that has the white or the off-white lining, you may want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm using a dome stencil brush. I like these dome ones because it is curved around like a dome. I'm using black fabric paint, and I also have a black fabric marker just in case I need to do any touch-up at the end. So if you were to order a kit, we offer these as kits. Now, I should backtrack. This is going to be a kit in our shop. Normally when I do these videos, we already have the kits listed. But right now, I don't have enough of these bags in stock. So we are going to work on getting them in stock in both the white and the black. And I think there might even be one other version. And once we do, we will be announcing that on our social media and in our emails. So if you're not, you know, a part of any of that, you could always just check back to the shop. What I'm doing is I dipped in a little bit of the black and I'm dabbing off most of the excess. I like to keep this thin. So I'm gonna keep going in thin coats, but I'm pressing pretty hard because I want to make sure I get into the weave of the fabric. Probably could have put it down just a little bit closer to this seam down here, but it is what it is. It'll be fine. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. But in the meantime, if you were interested in ordering a kit that gives you the bag, the brush, the marker, and the paint, and the stencils, of course, which we will eventually also have other stencil designs. So we will not just have this travel one. We'll have some other options. And like I said, this was the other side, my monogram side. So that's also an option. And once we have that all listed, you can choose. So it is at Laura Kleber Home, Laura B as in Bob, ER, home.com. Under Order and Shop, we have a section just for kits. So I always go up and down. So right here, this little piece of this A is resting on, that should make it better. The strap was inside, so it was kind of raised up a little bit. If you go up and down, you have less of a chance of pushing the paint underneath. If you brush like this, I always worry that the paint's gonna be pushed under. So if you can avoid that, we definitely want to. So this one is the travel one, but we will probably just keep adding options up to and even potentially after we get this first round listed. But I just need to stock up. I just was excited to show this project, kind of get some feedback. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear suggestions for what could go on the tote. We have lots of options. This could be all season, you know, every season, lots of different options. We had intended to do this earlier in the summer for, you know, flip-flops or beach season, beachy themes, but really they can be used all year long. So we have endless options. to think about. All right, there's the pronunciation. Always dabbing off the excess. I don't want tons and tons of paint. And I do, because of that, I do press pretty hard because I'm trying to get the paint into the fabric. My little eye. Dot to my eye is still there. It didn't come out. So we're going to take that out to get paint in there. And I'm excited to see. I hope this came out crisply. If not, I can always work on touching it up with the fabric marker. Travel. The only thing you can buy that makes you richer. Thought that was a cute quote. I'm almost done. Almost ready to pull this stencil off. I'm gonna go over this one more time real quickly. Just make sure you get all the way over the edges. You want to totally and completely cover all of the open areas. But it's looking pretty good here. I think I'm ready. Okay, so now you're gonna just pull this off. You're gonna grab the stencil, pull it off, and then what you'll see is you have all those insides. You have the inside of the A, the inside of the E. You have all these little insides left over. So I'm gonna use my sharp little tool, this dental pick looking thing. If you have something sharp, just grab it. Tweezers, an X-Acto knife, you can just grab all these little pieces and pull them up. You can give it a little bit of time to dry if you feel better. But you do want to pull the stencil off pretty much right away. This tool that I'm using right here is a Cricut pick, Cricut brand. And it came out pretty crisply everywhere. I am very pleased. I like the black with the black liner. So I'm gonna keep these little straps out of the way while this dries. But there, I have the travel saying on one side, and I have my monogram on the other. So I am ready to travel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.